Hello. So,
okay,
last you heard was not a great one, not a happy one, not an upbeat one. It was a little depressing, a little what do we do now, what do we do next? I'll let Nicole kind of discuss a lot about what she found and what she, hey, by the way, Maggie's in bed. Have a beer.
Yeah, we thought we'd have a beer with you to lay all of our future plans out.
I will let Nicole go into a little bit more detail as far as how she found this plan, what she's actually gonna do. Everybody who's watched knows that I'm a crier, and this is gonna get me. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm a crier and that I get emotional, but I just really want to tip my hat, raise my beer, toast everything I've got to my wife. What she goes through, yes, it's us, but what she goes through and what she puts herself through and the dedication and the IVF support groups, it's not just, she's not just hopping into the hospital and getting a shot or taking a pill, or it consumes her life. It's become her. Both of our lives, but you in particular. And she's just been so dedicated to this. Somebody who wants to be, we both want to be parents real bad. We love being parents. We want to have more kids, but somebody who puts it ahead of everything under the sun, everything else is not a priority compared to this. You know, yeah, it's a priority to me, but I'm still going hunting, fishing, working, the whole nine. She's reading these and taking part in these support groups and all these Facebook and Instagrams and all the other stuff where all these mostly women reach out to each other, and I think it's been very helpful. I highly encourage anybody going through this to follow in her footsteps and reach out to anybody else and just become your neighbor's support group. It's very beneficial, but just the fact that she's put it so high on it is her priority. It's her top priority. It's not her only priority because she's still got a family, but I can't believe the amount of work she's putting into it. That being said, she's a little crazy, and listen to what we've got going on now. Do you wanna fill them in?
Sure. So, like Tony said, if you're going through this, if you're going through anything, there is a support group for you on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you want to find it, within your friends. Tony and I are a support group. If you're going through this, Tony would be happy to be a support to any man who wants to talk, or, you know, we'd be a support group to any couple who needs help or wants to talk about it. Go ahead.
This is gonna be great. And one of the things I wanted to hit on was life doesn't pause when you're going through this. So we've got an 11-year-old golden retriever who now is gonna be barking until we let him in. I'll be right back.
So, yeah, I can't tell you how many support groups I'm on Facebook, probably 12 or so. And many of them are through our clinic, or lots of people go to the same clinic as us. And people bounce ideas off each other, and what about this, and what about this, and what about this, because we don't get to talk to our doctor specifically all the time. Like, you see them for appointments here and there, but you see them very few and far between. You see them for your procedures, and that's pretty much about it. You're only talking to a nurse who then talks to your doctor. So it's kind of nice to talk to your friends and make friends, and people who are going through the same thing at the same stage as you is so important, because this whole infertility thing, which is why we started this whole IVF, or the whole vlog to begin with, is because we want to share what's going on in our lives. We want to share our plans and what's going on, because you do feel very, very alone. So the more we share, the more support we get, which is what we need in the long run. So many sleepless nights after our failed transfer, we were kind of at a standstill. Do we want to do it again? Can we do it again emotionally? All of those things. And we decided that we want to continue.
Yes.
We want to have more children. And we decided that the only thing that's standing in our way is money, financially. We haven't really talked about money, how much we've spent. Do you think we should? Or do you think we should leave it out?
I don't want to put a price tag on it. Just know it's an investment. A serious investment. Like a very nice car.
Very nice car.
Nice cars investment.
Yeah, like this is exorbitant. I mean, this is not just a little bit of money. This is more money than we make in a year. Like,
yeah,
a lot of money. So to start over, we're talking a lot of money, more than we've already spent. So, that being said, we can't afford it. We have spent already an exorbitant amount of money, so we don't have any more money. Taking a loan out for this kind of money is also exorbitant, and it's hard to take a loan out. I don't think that's the best idea. I wouldn't suggest that to many people.
No, and you got to realize how risky it is too. You just watched our last process not work, and in all reality, we're sitting at 25%.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, that's a scary success rate. But yeah, so what do? You get this huge loan and then you can't pay it back. And that's also daunting, especially if it doesn't work. I mean, I don't think that's the best idea. So we didn't go down that venture. We also do not want to do a GoFundMe for many reasons. So we're not going to do a GoFundMe. Now we are talking about maybe a fundraiser. So watch for that. We're trying to figure out all the logistics to do a fundraiser. But all the sleepless nights, I have found this Facebook group that has shared lots of information about insurance that you can get through big corporations that cover IVF. Now, I have a full-time job. I'm self-employed. I'm a hairstylist. I've been self-employed for 13 years now, almost. Or I guess 13 years. So it's been, it's not like I want to give up my career to do a job. But in the state we live in, Colorado, you cannot buy medical insurance as an individual that covers IVF. Now they're saying this is going to change, but it hasn't changed yet. They've been talking about it since 2019, and it hasn't changed yet. It hasn't passed. And even if it does pass, it doesn't sound like you can buy it as an individual. It sounds like you have to buy it through a corporation, which is super frustrating, and we hate that that's a thing, but it's the reality. So these IVF groups that I'm in have suggested that you work at a place like Amazon, Wayfair, PayPal, Google, all these big corporations that part of their enticement to get you to work for them is they offer IVF coverage. And they offer a lot of IVF coverage, not just a little bit. We have to pay our max out-of-pockets and our deductibles and all those things, but that would be a fraction of what the IVF would cost us. Maybe
small fraction.
Yeah, maybe 10% or something.
Yeah.
So it's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money, but not anywhere close to how it would ruin us financially otherwise. So today I drove, Tony and I and Maggie and the dogs, we drove to Denver, and I got a job with Amazon. And I did my drug test today and my background check, and I will start work in
a week, pretty much
10 days, the 3rd.
So
I'm gonna work overnight. It is a 6 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. shift at Amazon Fresh, so I'll be doing grocery shopping. I think that it will be easy. Again, I've never worked for anyone my whole life, so that will be difficult for me to do, but like Tony said, I'm determined to do this. Like, if money is going to keep us from growing our family, I will find a way to pay for it. If that is the only thing standing in our way, I'm not going to let that stand in our way.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I opened up with, was it's a priority for everybody. I hope it's a priority for everybody that's going through something like this. If it's not, it should be. Or don't waste your time. Make it she's a prime example. I don't know if that's the right way to say it or the right thing to say, but
well, you can't do it half in, half out. You just can't. It's
No.
too emotional. It's too financially draining.
that says it much better. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it without being.
Don't half-ass it. You got to whole-ass it.
Whatever that means. But once we decided we wanted to do it, I mean, we went through a lot of stages here.
Yep.
Now our next stage that we keep going back to is when we started doing IVF, we said the number of embryos that we create life, we want to then transfer them and also create life. And so we had 4 embryos. We did not choose to test them because we didn't want to
We didn't want to know, boils down to, you find out sex, you find out any kind of disability they're going to have, any kind of chromosomal issues. Issues that may come up, issues that shouldn't prevent you from wanting to add to your family.
And we're still on board with that. Like, we're not gonna if the baby is compatible with life, we are going to have that baby. Like, that's kind of our thought on it. If we find out the baby has
just think of
like Down syndrome, like, we're happy to have that baby. Like, we want that baby. So we didn't really want to do any genetic testing. Well, we have learned the hard way that genetic testing is important because some of those embryos are just not compatible with life, which is what our doctor says, that our embryos that we've lost probably weren't compatible with life. So if we would have tested our embryos, we probably would have gotten just one normal, which would have been Maggie. So I'm 5 years older than I was then. The doctor says that that I probably should be able to have another normal embryo. What's it called? What's wrong with me?
Retrieval?
A retrieval, thank you. It's late, and we're drinking beer.
Yes, we are.
So the retrieval should be pretty comparable to what I did 5 years ago, which makes me feel good. He thinks that my numbers are still pretty good, even though I'm 35. So this time we are gonna test our embryos. Now, if they come back with those genetically abnormal things, which we still are gonna transfer them, we still are gonna give that baby life if it's compatible with life. If it's not compatible with life, if they are abnormal, then we will not transfer them. And that will save us a lot of money and a lot of heartache. So we're hoping that we'll do another egg retrieval and we'll get 1, possibly 2 eggs, embryos that are normal. But that was a conversation we had to have because I feel strongly about transferring all of the babies that we give life to. And Tony is a little concerned that we might get 4 or 5, and he says, I do not want 4 or 5 more children.
I don't.
Yeah,
One more.
One more. So
One more.
I don't think that's going to be a problem that we're going to get multiple normal embryos. If we get 1, we'll be happy. If we get 2, we'll be happy.
Yep.
And then the question after that is, if you do get multiple normals and you want to have just 1 baby, what do you do with these leftover embryos that you have frozen? 1, if you just choose not to transfer them, you have 4 options. 1, you freeze them till the end of time, which costs $700 a month to freeze, I think, somewhere in there.
Somewhere like that.
Yeah. And 2, you can terminate them. 3, you can donate them to science. Or 4, if you have 3 or more genetically normal embryos, you can donate them to another couple. So those are our options. So Tony and I have been talking about what those options look like, what we would do. So those are all really, really, really hard conversations.
They are. We had 6 hours in the car to talk about them and
today, yeah.
Don't have an answer, but we think we have a route, but you never
we don't really have an answer. Yeah.
Well, you don't have an answer. You don't know until you know.
Right.
So
that's what we came to the conclusion. We can't make these what if decisions and what ifs this and what ifs that. So what else?
I guess.
I guess I'm working at Amazon.
Yeah.
Newest Amazon employee if I pass my drug test.
I know none of the higher ups, the big wigs, the big important people are watching this. But if you are,
Amazon people?
just anybody who's making decisions on what kind of insurance to carry for your company, know that it's a big deal. Know that these things are affecting people's lives. So thank you to those of you. And again, I highly doubt Jeff Bezos, you're watching this. But those of you that are making those decisions to do these things and carry this kind of insurance for your company, be it big, small, medium, indifferent, thank you.
Yeah. Tony's company, he has a very big company, and they do not cover IVF. They have good insurance for everything else, and we have used them for everything else. It's been fine, but they have zero IVF coverage. They did cover a little bit of medication this round, but when you do a retrieval, the medication is, again, exorbitant. It's just huge amounts of money. I think just meds is over 10 grand.
No.
So we're talking a lot of money. So, and this insurance covers it. So I am so excited to start at Amazon, work overnight. It is not local. This Amazon that I'm working at is 3 hours away, so it's not anywhere close to us. This is a huge sacrifice for our family, and I'm upset that I have to even do it, but I'm thankful that we can do it.
Yes.
I'm thankful that there's an option to do it, but I'm so upset that I have to jump through all of these hoops because I cannot buy insurance that covers what I medically need. We are diagnosed with unexplained infertility, which means they don't know what's wrong with either of us. We have been trying to conceive for 7 years. Is that what we decided today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 7 years of trying to have a baby. Of course, one of those years I was pregnant with Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
But so 6 years, and many of those years we were going through treatment. I think we were in treatment for 3 of those years.
Yep.
So please, if you know someone going through infertility, do not tell them that it will happen naturally if they stop thinking about it, if they don't worry about it. That doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody. And
just listen. Just listen to them.
right. We hear that every day, don't we?
Yeah.
Every day someone tells us, oh, just stop worrying about it.
Stop trying and it'll happen. Stop worrying about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop, oh, just relax. Oh, it'll happen when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that doesn't help. That doesn't help. And when you say that, what you're implying is it's our fault we're not pregnant. We're doing something wrong. Like that doesn't really help anyone. So if you have somebody, don't say that.
Just listen.
Just listen. Just say you're sorry.
Get them a beer.
Just listen. Yeah, this is my last beer for probably a while. We're gonna, so as soon as I get insurance day one of working at Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we get that, then I'm gonna go right into it, I guess.
There you go.
I mean, we're gonna be jumping 2 feet forward, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll take you along on our little
we'll keep you updated.
Amazon adventure.
This was a longer one than normal. We just wanted to get real with you.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions, we're happy to answer them. We're always happy to be forthcoming and upfront about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going through fertility, you want to know what we're doing to get insurance and how we're going to keep this, because none of it makes any sense. We know that it doesn't, but we have a plan. What else?
That's all we got.
Yeah, we just want another little baby, and if we only have Maggie, we will be grateful. We really are so grateful to have Maggie. I don't want that to get lost in this. We love her very much, and she is an angel baby. And the longer that this goes...
You guys can't hear, but our old man golden retriever is coughing up a storm in the living room, and
yeah, hopefully not bomb.
I hope it's okay.
Yeah, we don't want it to get lost that, like, we're not grateful. We are so grateful to have Maggie. We just really want to give her a sibling. And just one more baby before we turn 40. This is also a long process, because at this point we won't be pregnant for probably 4 months or something. It's a long process.
Yeah.
The retrieval is super rough. We went over and over and over in our heads if we really wanted to do another retrieval, because it is not easy. Last time I got 23 eggs, and I was very swollen and extended, and I was miserable.
Yep.
I was pretty miserable. Lots of vomiting, and I was pretty sick. But it's been long enough where we forgot all that, right?
She has.
Also, a sacrifice is we live 3 hours away from this clinic.
Yep.
And I have to be there. I have to have an appointment every day for 12 days, I think, or 10 days or something. Like, they look at you very, very, very closely with blood work or ultrasounds or checking your heart, make sure everything is.
It goes back to that dedication and that priority that I talked about to open it up. Tip my hat to her.
Well, you make it sound like you don't have any dedication or priority to it.
I do, but you blow me out of the. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think women in general blow us out of the water. Sorry, guys.
Do you think that's why it's hard for you to watch me go through it? Because
Yes.
you can't do anything?
Can't do anything, can't protect them, can't, you know.
Yeah. That's hard for you to watch me go through it. And then he can't be there with me either. He has to be up here working, and I have to be down there by myself, going through these appointments. They won't let you go to the appointment anyways. There's just, again, so much to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Much love.
Thanks for watching.